but I like the visual of just hundreds of ideas every second flowing by me like water. And that I get to, if there's something I just really like, oh, that's fun. I think I want to do that one. Then I'm at liberty to just kind of reach my hand out and grab one, pluck an idea and run with it. You are creative and you are inspired. And it feels good to say that. It feels good to speak that way. Hello, hello. So good to be with you. And so glad you could join me for a little spot of creativity. Just getting creative with some of the mediums that we have. And I thought, what have we not done? And we haven't done highlighters, which I love also because it's another something that you don't have to have a special set of coloring materials. You probably do have highlighters around somewhere. And I attend a lot of conferences, seminars, and so I like to mark my notes up. So I have several colors of highlighters. And ironically, I do not have orange, which seems like that would be like a natural. I'm just looking at my stash. How's the orange? That's probably my backpack. But let's talk about creativity, shall we? And how creative you are. And I'm going to start with like a bright color. I'm going to start with the yellow, which is really in highlighter world. It's like a neon yellow, right? Almost, but it's fun to get creative with mediums and with colors. And actually, I really love, I don't know if this is exactly a flower, but as I was choosing designs for this book, I'm like, it just feels like it's effervescing. It just feels like it's like soda or something. It feels like it's bubbling up. Don't you think? Doesn't this feel like just like it's creativity and ideas just bubbling up? If you look carefully, you'll notice in this book, I have chosen images that correlate with the affirmation. I didn't just pair random sayings with random pictures. They correlate. They deepen each other's meaning. And so I know life can be like that sometimes, where it's like one thing leads into the next, and sometimes things have more meaning than we originally understand. That's how every like Bible parable is, right? If you study some of the great literary works, even beyond the Bible, good writers often weave subtle other meanings in. And so it's fun to play around with that. I do think I'll be traditional today with the stem. I am going to do green. I've done some stems that were not green for variety more recently. And so there we go. That feels right. And creativity and new ideas continually inspire me. So if you think of a stream, it's not like on, off, flip the switch. Ideas are there's a lot of different philosophies about ideas, and I love a lot of them. Some people feel like it's new perspectives. A lot of people, and myself included, feel like inspiration, like there's new ideas either coming from, some people would say ether, from your higher power. Some are messages we're supposed to get. And I've talked to some people, and it's their belief that ideas are continually flowing and floating by, thousands, millions, billions of ideas. And as you are prepared, some different ones resonate for you than they did with someone else. Maybe you've had a business idea, and if you didn't follow through on it, maybe you noticed somebody else did follow through, and you're like, dang it, that was my idea. And so this person I'm thinking of, they have a philosophy that ideas are always flowing, and then it's part of our free will that we get to take the ones and choose which ones to act on. So that's kind of a fun idea. I like that philosophy, true or not, I don't know. But I like the visual of just hundreds of ideas every second flowing by me like water. And that I get to, if there's something I just really like, oh, that's fun. I think I want to do that one. then I'm at liberty to just kind of reach my hand out and grab one, pluck an idea and run with it and implement it. And so to me, I think that that's a fun way of thinking about it. And who's to say, if you have a great comment on inspiration and how it flows and what that process might look like, I would be very interested to hear your perspective on that. But what I do know is there's lots of inspiration because there's lots of possibilities within you. You're a creative being. And so there's lots of directions that you could take that creativity. And just like, I mean, if I look at this picture of all these little baubles that make up this flower, it would take me a minute to count them, right? And what if you use this? You could almost do a mind map with this. If you were trying to brainstorm a certain idea, and you could be like, this idea, this idea, this idea, and you could just really look at this page almost as the representation of a brainstorm session. And this idea kind of leads into this one, and this one's kind of smaller, but it's a little bit related. It can be a way of thinking almost too. So it's kind of fun to explore some of those perspectives. But the main thing is you are creative and you are inspired. And it feels good to say that. It feels good to speak that way, right? I talk to a lot of people and they're like, oh, I'm not an artist, or I'm not creative, or like, yes, you are. You're continually doing things. We just might not be trained to recognize it yet. There's lots and lots and lots of ways to be creative. Oh, so fun. I'm really enjoying this. I was really looking forward to coloring this particular picture. So creativity, I just feel like it wants one of these around it. Creativity and new ideas. When's the last time you had a new idea? Did you maybe get a new decorating idea? Did you get a new idea for a faster way to do something, or a new way to organize your closet? What kind of new ideas do you get? I love reading. When I read a good story, it helps me make pictures inside of my head. And then sometimes when I look back, I'm like, did I watch a movie? Or did that happen? Or did I read a book? And I really do get confused. I guess I've read enough that I've trained myself to make lots of pictures in my head. And that is a way to practice. If you feel like you are not creative, you could practice by reading and turning the words into images in your head. And that helps develop that visual imagery faculty that you have, that helps you be able to create visions for the future, whether it's for solutions in life or whatever. Mathematics can be very creative. There's more than one way to solve a math problem, right? And so maybe if you're more of a math person, you might not have considered that as creative necessarily, but it is. Creative just means that you're creating a new pathway in your mind on how to pursue something or solve something or consider something or see or hear or experience something. So many ways to be creative. And I really hope that you begin to give yourself credit there for how brilliant your mind actually is. And if you still don't feel that you are creative, and again, we are affirming that new ideas continually inspire me, not just once in a while, continually. Like you can't stop the flow of the river. It'll just flow around, right? If you put a big boulder, it'll just, the water reroutes. That flow is still there, right? You are creative, and it's just a matter of learning to recognize that. And if you'd like to recognize it more, then that's when we get out what I call a power question, which is an open-ended question that you want answers to, like, why am I so amazing? Right? That's an open-ended question that you would want your brain to deliver lots of answers to you about, right? You don't want to be like, why am I always late? Oh no, you don't want answers for that. You want like, why am I so incredible? Why am I so creative? And maybe, you're saying it and you're like, I'm not creative. But no. Like, let's just pause on the doubting of it. And let's just be like, well, am I creative? Why, if I were a little bit creative, why would that be? And you can just kind of start exploring from that perspective. If I were creative, what would that look like? Maybe you are a little closer than you think to all that yummy goodness and ideas and just putting your own spin of things. Like I bet, and I hope, I challenge you to post your pictures. I'm really excited to see this one in the page, because there is so much creativity among people in our sphere here doing some of this coloring together. I continually see ideas and I'm like, I would have never thought to color it that way. Right. And that's so fun. That's such a fun part, is sharing in the creativity of others as well. I am going to go ahead and add a little bit more yellow. I'm feeling it wants a little more yellow. So you are creative. You are inspired, not once, not twice, but continually. Why? Because you're living, breathing, you are electric. Your circuits are just like, there's communication happening all over your body all of the time. Your body talks to itself. It communicates within cell to cell, within pathways, nerves, all kinds of cool stuff. And so you are continually inspired. Let's see. There we go. I like that. And I also I think I'll add a wave for continually inspired, because that's what it is. It's a flow. It's a circulation. All right, well, there you have it. I think you can see the detail just fine, but here we go. Let's show you a little bit more. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to it's just kind of silly. It can be lighthearted. Oftentimes, that's when creativity is the easiest, when it's like, no big deal. I'm just gonna do this thing. I'm just gonna see where it flows. And intuition can have a little bit bigger part, or you're just like, I'm gonna just be daring and just try this new thing. Or I'm just gonna draw a line where I've never drawn a line like that before, right? Or mix a color I've never mixed before. I've never actually done highlighter art before. This is our first time and we get to share it. So exciting, so fun. So thanks for joining me. I hope you are starting to see that you are creative. Maybe take a minute and jot down in your journal, why am I creative and how does that help me? How does my creativity bless my life? And how does it bless others? How does seeing yourself as creative and inspired serve you and serve others? Juicy, good questions. Inhale that. All right, have a lovely, relaxing evening, and I will see you very soon.